I think he should do a 2-1
in Toronto.
In Toronto, play option on the third.
I feel you.
He still be in that prime legacy type of
triple goose.
Triple fat goose. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna need it over there.
It's cold, but the games balance out when you're on the road. He'll get a little bit of California.
Yeah,
playing 4 over there. So he
could chill in the summer. I feel like I know he wants the weather and shit like that. I get it.
He got cornrows. He's fine.
He's good.
He's fine.
No, I feel like I know the weather's a factor, and I feel like people are putting the weather. They're making it a bigger factor than it needs to be.
Yeah.
I understand that, and I saw. I don't know if you guys saw online, but Lou Williams had a clip about what he feels about Kawhi's decision that he should make, and he said there's a lot of factors that people are not worrying about. You have to get a Canadian bank account. You have to change currency. Things like that. He was saying little things that people don't worry about when you're a Canadian resident.
Okay, hold on. Before you go too far. That's when you get opinions from a hood nigga. Yeah. He's a St. Louis dude. If you have the right representation, what they tell you to do is if he's going to spend 2 to 3 years there, get a dual citizenship. So now that'll cut down on your taxes that you pay for being a player over there. Because if you're not a dual citizen, you pay heavier taxes. Yeah. Their currency is higher than ours. So go do that. Since you're going to be here for a little while, you got your jackets, you know what I'm saying?
Get the bubble goose.
Give yourself a break. Get a high rise somewhere on top of it. Look over the waterfront and be fine.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You still have an option to get out while you're still one of the top rated players. He's young. How old is he?
I think 28. 29? Yeah, 28. Yeah, definitely no more than 29. It's got to be around 28.
He could do a 2-1. And he'll be perfectly fine.
I like that scenario. I like the 2-1. Yeah. So I got Toronto. You got Toronto. You got the Clip City.
I got Clip City, Chip City.
Wow. I feel like ESPN might be getting to your head.
I do not want to see him in LA though. That's
not on the Lakers.
The Lakers. I do not want to see that.
Listen, I think that's a bad scenario for him.
He's the type of guy to do something like that, which I like about Kawhi.
I don't think he needs that.
We don't know what type of guy he is. He doesn't speak.
Whoa. He's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy.
Is he?
He's a fun guy. He's a fun guy.
Right, that's what
I just don't. He's like. He's what I wish KD was. To me, I get competitive from him. Like he's a competitor.
You wish you will say that one more.
You wish KD.
I wish KD was like him. He's more of a had that heart, that competitive heart. He would have never had went to Golden State. He would have went to the Knicks the first time around. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what Russell Westbrook does to you. Just saying. Next question. Next question.
Oh, we gotta throw those shots. Bang bang.
I got something for you.
That's all right. Moving on. Klay Thompson. I feel like we don't have to spend too much time on this because honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's done. It's a done deal. He averaged 21 and 3 last year. Didn't make the All-NBA third team. He was crying about that, and I don't care about him crying about being All-NBA. He didn't deserve All-NBA third team. I would have Kemba over him, a couple of dudes over here, but whatever the case may be. I personally think he stays in Golden State because I think it's a done deal, and I think to me, Klay's the type of dude. I thought he wanted more, but I feel like he doesn't want more for himself, as in an increased role in another place. I think he's comfortable winning titles, being in contention, being a second fiddle to Steph Curry, being the second best shooter on that squad. So I think he's staying in Golden State. Reem, what about you?
Yeah, more than likely he's gonna stay. I would like to see him in LA though.
I would love to see him in LA. I mean the Lakers though.
Yeah. Versus the Clippers. Because his dad played there.
I would love to see him in LA.
It'd be a good storyline for me.
Great. I agree.
And he gets a chance to step outside of the shadow of being the second best shooter.
Exactly.
Get a few more shots, and LeBron's probably one of the best guys to find open shooters. So he'll have a lot more shots available to him. And he's one of the guys that hot so quickly in the league. Like
the microwave.
So that's just,
What about you, Damo?
I mean, I agree with you. He's getting his loyalties at this point. You know what I mean? The Golden State should owe him, whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He looks like he's a lifer with Golden State.
Got the deal on the table.
If he was to leave, of course, the ideal spot would be the Lakers because LeBron. That's a perfect match made in heaven. But I would like to see him if he's gonna go to LA, go to the Clippers. If
everybody going to the Clippers, man.
Kawhi goes there. Him and Kawhi on the Clippers.
Who passes the ball?
That's kind of interesting.
No, they don't have no relationship together. That's why
two weird guys don't.
Two weird guys. It's like trying to match
two magnets together. They don't go.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that, man. I think I think Clay would complement, Kawhi's game.
I really think Clay and Kawhi's game complement each other, but I just don't see that pairing happen, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't see it.
Well,
but
that's neither here nor there.
True. You never know. Shit happens. Moving on though. Jimmy Butler, which is another quality free agent that we talking about.
At the mouth over there for some
Listen,
Jimmy
y'all know I'm hyped for Jimmy Butler. Last year he averaged 18, 5, and 4. Ideal scenario for Jimmy Butler. It's got to be Houston, man. I mean, I think he fits in. Yo, you laughing? I'm keeping it a buck. I think he fits in perfectly. Listen, he's at not 3 and D, but he's a D and O.
Pause.
Player who plays on both sides of the ball. But most importantly, he's a wing over 6'5" that the Houston Rockets need. But for the last 2 postseasons, the Houston Rockets didn't have a scorer that was over 6'5". We had Chris Paul scoring, we had James Harden scoring, we had
Melo.
Eric Gordon scoring, had Melo, but Melo wasn't there for the postseason. They did your man dirty, Melo. So I'm still pissed about that.
Take a drink on this
Butler
one.
better than Melo?
Say it again?
Is Jimmy Butler better than Melo?
Yes. He is better. I mean, it's an upgrade.
What do you think about that?
It's definitely an upgrade, but
I will walk out the show right now. Right now,
yes, Jimmy Butler is an upgrade over Melo. I think Jimmy Butler to Houston is like a high risk, high reward scenario, because I know a lot of people are talking about chemistry issues in the locker room. They feel like the locker room won't work well, but I disagree. I think if stars want to play together, Jimmy Butler and Harden, are friends. They've been cool for a while now. Chris Paul and Jimmy Butler, I've seen them hang out before at Melo's camp. Actually, I've seen them hang out in the summer last year. So they have a relationship with one another. And I think the most important factor of why I think Jimmy Butler's going to Houston, I ultimately think he will, why I think he should, because everyone wants to be wanted. You get what I'm saying? So look at what the Houston Rockets are doing right now. They don't have any cap space. It's not like they're one of the teams having the most cap space in the league. They're not even in the top 10. They're under the salary cap right now. They're over the salary cap, excuse me. So they're trying to move heaven and earth to bring Jimmy Butler to the Rockets. And I'm not mad at that. They're going to move Eric Gordon. They're going to move Clint Capella, which I think you can get a suitable replacement for his production, Clint Capella, because he is a big that's not really a skill big. He's a will big. So he's a big that rebounds, block shots, defends, in the paint, taking lobs. He's not really a big that you go and post up, throw it to on the block and score, which we know of. So because that's his game is predicated on a playmaker, like a Chris Paul, like a James Harden, I feel like his type of production can be replaced. Not to say that it won't be a downgrade, whoever you get. It might be, but you're upgrading on the wing, which I think is most important in today's day and age, because I have not seen a champion in the last 20, 30 years that doesn't have an elite wing player. The only champion I've ever seen without an elite wing player is the Detroit Pistons. When they had Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, they're not elite wing players. They're small forward at the time was Tayshaun Prince. So that to me was the last champion that didn't have an elite wing player. So I feel like if you're trying to win the title, you need to have that elite wing on your roster. Jimmy Butler, 6'8", he can guard the best player. He can also score on the other end. And because he has never come up on his career as a 5-star recruit, I think now the Rockets are treating him as a 5-star recruit. So I feel like he wants to be loved. You get what I'm saying? He's the guy who came up from the mud, growing up in the NBA. He was started as a defensive player. Now he's a quote-unquote star. And he's played that way, especially last season in the postseason with the 76ers. So I feel like because he's wanted as much by the Rockets, I think he's a phenomenal fit. And I think he's the ideal scenario for him is going to the Houston Rockets. And I think he will fit well. I don't care about those locker room chemistry issues. These dudes are men. I don't care. I don't want to hear none of that locker room issues. I think it's gonna go perfectly if he does come to Houston. And I think it's a good deal for him. So where do you see Jimmy Butler going, or what do you feel like is an ideal scenario, Damo?
Oh, I'm gonna just jump right to the chase, man. I think he should just stay put in Philly.
Okay.
Listen, if it wasn't for Kawhi playing Jordan-esque, if
lucky bounce.
Who's to say? And I picked Philly. I was on record picking Philly to make it to the finals. Had Kawhi had not hit that shot, we could be very well talking about Philly being the champs right now.
Yeah, so entirely possible.
Why leave that beautiful situation over there to go play in Houston? Where
I wouldn't call it beautiful, but I hear you.
Tony, I don't really like that coaching. Y'all gotta start with the coaching over there. I don't think it's. I think y'all good the way y'all are right now.
Get that coach out of here. It's not happening right now, but Dan Tony is definitely my problem. But
I mean, I see Jimmy Buckets. I think Philly can convince Jimmy Buckets to stay.
Okay.
That's a beautiful situation over there. Why would you leave? Y'all could go to the chip next year,
Okay.
Who's going to be in their way?
Reem, what about you? What's your thoughts on Jimmy?
Yeah, listen, to be real with you, Jimmy has no fit. Jimmy is wherever the money is at. That's the only thing he's going after right now. He wants the bag.
He does.
He is who he is wherever he goes. In the Bulls, he developed into, a solid player. He wasn't sought after, like you said. He developed hard-nosed defense and he developed scoring skills. He went to the Timberwolves. The chemistry issues, the locker room issues, it stained a lot of situations over there. He had the same thing kind of with D Rose over there in Chicago. And then he got to Philly and, it kind of was almost the same thing with the coach, Brett Brown. He pressed him like, yo, what you got me here for, to sit in the corner? So it's like, wherever the bag is, you'll find Jimmy. But if it was a landing spot for him, me personally, I think the 76ers was one game away from the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's where he should, and they could offer him the biggest bag.
So we can agree on something.
Me and Damo agreed on something.
But he can't still get the bag in Houston, though. Remember, it's a sign.
Listen, Just I understand. Listen, I understand. We know you want him there, bro. I know you want him there,
man.
But what we saying is,
okay,
the biggest bag available is the 76ers.
True.
We seen what he did there. All right, and there's a lot of holes and misunderstandings going on in Houston right now. And to add him into that mix, which he's an alpha personality.
He is.
Chris Paul's an alpha personality, and the Beard is an alpha personality behind closed doors.
Who?
The Beard. The bearded one.
Lowest of keys, I think so.
You know what I'm saying?
Low key, he's a beta on the lowest of keys, but he thinks it's an alpha. But go ahead.
But I'm just saying, he throws his passion around behind the scenes. He got Dwight Howard up out of there.
Yeah.
CP3,
behind the scenes is enough.
Whatever issues they reporting him and CP3 is, he's not saying it out loud, but he's throwing his power around. As former MVP, I would too, but I think Jimmy to add with that core it's a little bit much, and I don't see PJ backing out of anybody if he's still there. So that's like 4 people that could really scrap.
Listen, I think
he fits Philly. I mean, Philly's the blue collar city, blue collar guy.
He don't even comb his hair, so he's perfect for Philly.
He does fit Philly, but think about it. If he stays in Philly, what you doing with Tobias? I feel like Tobias is the better fit.
They could lose.
I feel like Jimmy's personality doesn't fit with Joel Embiid with Ben Simmons, because those two are mild-mannered dudes. Like Joel Embiid thinks he's an alpha. I don't consider Joel Embiid an alpha, but he thinks he's an alpha on Twitter. Ben Simmons to me is not an alpha to me.
You don't think Tobias that's averaging 28 and 12 is not an alpha?
No, stats don't make you an alpha. It's your mannerisms that make you an alpha. Can you control the locker room? Who was the one who stand up to Brett Brown and say, listen, y'all need to change the game plan? That was Jimmy Butler. So because he's an alpha, to me, Dan Tony's excluded from this. He's the coach on paper, but he's not really the coach on the floor. And they gave him a chance to show his coaching, and we saw last year what happened. He didn't make the necessary adjustments in the playoffs. So to me, Chris Paul is really the dude behind the scenes trying to coach the team.
Supposed to be.
But the fact that they didn't listen to Chris Paul on the game plan is why the disconnect is happening now. Because
I thought it wasn't a disconnect though.
There's a little disconnect.
You told me don't listen. You told me don't listen
to it. But there's a little bit of smoke.
All right, listen.
I feel like it's a little frustration on both sides.
You make me feel better that you acknowledge that. Go ahead. Proceed.
I do. So listen, I'm all in all, I feel like the best spot for Jimmy Butler is the Rock, because I could be home or whatever case may be, but I think it's good. And I think a 3-team deal scenario is I see the Rockets getting Jimmy, the Celtics getting Clint Capella, I see Philly getting Eric Gordon, Marcus Smart, and 2 picks from Boston.
Say that one more time.
Rockets get Jimmy, Celtics get Clint Capella. Philly gets Eric Gordon, Marcus Smart, because they have to get off his contract off the books, and 2 first-round picks from Boston.
That makes Philly amazing. I'm just letting you know.
That to me is a win, and the money works. I already did on the ESPN trade machine.
Oh, he's on a trade.
I was
He's on a trade machine. Okay,
the money works. I'm telling you. Think about it. Because JJ Redick is a free agent, and he has a possibility of leaving, and he might want that bag too over there in LA.
Oh yeah.
Think about it.
I proposed you a trade, but you didn't like it too much.
I didn't like him Goran Dragic. Nah, I'm good on that.
We're gonna move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I'm good on that.
Oh man.
Kemba Walker, which is another intriguing free agent.
I got one for you.
One of my guys with Kemba Walker. He averaged a career high in points and assists last year. He played in all 82 games, which I didn't even realize until I dug deep in the stats. He played all the 82 games, so he's a very durable player.
Five games missed in the last 5 years.
True be. 25, 6, and 4 he averaged last year. He's one of the most interesting free agents. I don't know what to make of Kemba Walker's free agent. I think his ideal scenario would be, to me personally, I want him to go to New York City. For the Knicks, I think he would be the ideal scenario for them instead of Kyrie, like they're quote unquote targeting. I think he's a leader. He's just a low-key, very silent leader. Lead by example. So I like him over there in New York City. I know a lot of people saying Boston, a lot of people saying Dallas, a lot of people saying Charlotte, some people saying the Knicks as well. But me personally, I don't think there's a lot of scenarios for him where he fits nicely for Kemba. So to me, I think he should just go to the Knicks with KD going there as well, sitting out for this year. And I think he's a nice guy to build a culture with. New York City. Bronx native to BX, we already know. So I think Kemba's good in New York City. Damo, where you got Kemba going, man?
You ready for this? I got a dark horse team
Oh,
for you
shit.
right
I'm ready.
I think a good place for him to go, he's pretty not going to go there, but I think a good place for him to go is Indiana.
Oh,
Indiana would be a nice spot for him. Him and Depot together in the backcourt. We could be talking about them possibly being up there in the tier.
I like that.
That would
I
be
like
very
that.
interesting.
Damo, I like that.
I like assuming he doesn't go to, a New York team or whatever, but I would like to see him in Indy.
Reem, what about you? What you think about Kemba?
I like him with the Dallas pairing. But if you're gonna go like
crazy about Dallas,
salacious type of thing,
I don't see that working out.
He'd probably be a good fit out in Phoenix.
Oh yeah, he would be. I think he'd be perfect.
See, but I think Felix is Charlotte West.
No, they got some young boys. They got
in
athletic.
The West. Where they going in the West?
They could be like 7, 8.
The Suns?
Who's the AFC this year?
Come on, Suns are not gonna be no 7, 8 seed in the Western
Conference.
Next
year. I'm just saying, like in the.
Who was the AFC this year?
In the West?
In the West.
The Clippers. 7 seed was the Spurs.
I can see one of those teams falling out.
The Clippers, I can see falling out if they don't get one of these top free agents, but Kemba and the Suns?
But Phoenix needs a point. It's not a sexy location, but
there's another point guard they can get. They need a point guard, yes.
If they have a bag for him, I know he wants to win at this point in time. That's why I kind of said Dallas. But like, if I want to see him score and see some young boys running with him, they got a solid center going in his second year. There's a light-skinned Curry Part 2 over there.
D-Book.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have a solid point guard.
Yeah.
So it's like, he'll be like the vet over there. It's a bunch of young kids that want to learn how to play. And then he get his money.
True.
It's better than staying in Charlotte.
You gotta go.
Come on.
MJ don't want to go.
I don't want to hit. He don't want to go off the cap. He doesn't want to give him the max. I don't want to hit Kemba in Charlotte no more.
I don't even want to see Jordan next to him with dad.
I don't want to see that anymore. So that's ridiculous. Kemba definitely has to leave. He better. He better leave. Chris Middleton, one of the interesting free agents. He averaged 18, 6, and 4 last year. I think Middleton is going to be one of those dudes who are the beneficiary of teams that didn't get the top free agent, and they're going to end up throwing a bag at somebody like Middleton because he had a great season last year. He showed that he could perform in the postseason. He played very well in the postseason. And because I think some of those teams that have all that cap space, like Indiana's, like Dallas, like teams like that who have room, but they missed out on the Kawhis, on the KDs, on the Kyries, dudes like that. I think those are going to be the teams that throw the bag at Chris Middleton, and I think he'll take it over there in Milwaukee. I don't feel like he's married to Milwaukee like that, me personally, and I see him as one of those low-key free agents that goes to a team like Dallas I have Chris Middleton going to Dallas and a team like that because Dallas are ready to spend some bread. And I think Chris Middleton wants the bread too. And I think it'll be interesting to see him in Dallas with Luka, with KP. I
got one for you, Justin. Yeah. I think the Lakers snatch him up.
With a max? With a $30 million contract?
Why not? I think they throw it at him. I mean, that would be perfect. You need a shooter. He could play a little D.
30 million at Middleton?
LeBron, him playing off of LeBron and
no, I like the
AD,
fit.
All he got to do is shoot.
You giving Middleton 30 mil?
If I got the space and I have LeBron and AD, yeah, why not?
Ooh.
I'll do it.
Ooh.
That's a chip.
Reem, what you thinking about that?
I got 2 landing spots for him.
Okay.
And one of them could definitely be the Pelicans. It looks crazy, but they're looking for a vet. They have a point guard that can find, him some buckets, and then they need a stretch big over there. So, I think he's a decent pairing for him. And if not them, I kind of like him. See what Doc would do with him.
The Clippers?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about Middleton as a Clippers target.
I like
even after him.
You know what I'm saying? You could pair him with.
He ain't no superstar though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, why would you throw $30 million at him?
I'm not throwing the bag at him.
If I got LeBron and AD though, and you trying to win,
but you could disperse that $30 million with high-end quality role players rather than throwing the whole bag at Chris Middleton.
He could end up at Boston as well.
I see that as a possibility.
I just feel like the Lakers would do that move because they'll probably strike.
Oh, the Lakers would definitely do something like that. They want to throw the bag at somebody. Whoever's willing to take that $30 million.
Listen,
they'll give it to him.
If you lose out on Horford, you lose out on the twin brother, the Morris twin, and you go low on what's the point guard name? Rozier. You go low
Rozier.
You go lower on him, and you come out with Middleton.
That's not bad.
What?
That's not bad.
Landing spot for him. You still got Tatum next to him.
Who?
You still got Smart if they don't move Smart. There's some players there.
Another one to throw at you, which is in the same tier as a Chris Middleton.
I'm ready.
Tobias.
Oh, I got a spot. Can I start this one out?
Go ahead, start this one out.
You know, I was big on Tobias throughout the year.
You a big Tobias dude.
For whatever reason, Tobias works perfect.
I already know.
Where? Go ahead.
Portland,
baby. Portland, you already know. Portland.
I know we talk basketball a lot. Yep.
Listen,
I knew it.
Getting rid of Al-Farouq Amino.
Al-Farouq.
I can't stand that dude. He don't comb his hair. I don't want him.
Them little struggle braids.
I don't want it. But listen, you put Mo Harless, which is the energy, next to a skill 3-4. He's a hybrid 3-4. Yeah. Right? Now you can't lock down what's this guy name? Lillard and CJ. Because now they have somebody who you can pass the ball to and hit a shot. Heartless and Aminu.
Like Tobias over there.
It was terrible with those two. He works perfect, and then you're still gonna bring back the big that hurt himself,
Nurkic,
without having to really force him to be that guy as a third star. So he could come back and work himself into shape. By the playoff times, he should be ready.
So I mean, that's a good. There. I mean, Tobias in Portland would be a good
Tobias hair. You know why, right? He trained with Melo.
He is Baby Melo. A lot of people are calling him that.
He is. But me personally, I mean, if I'm a contending team, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not going to be wasting max dollars on Tobias Harris.
To me, the only team that's suitable to give him the max is Philly. Because he's already been there. They see it in the records. They see how he fits. Yeah. And because I already have Jimmy leaving, I think Tobias feel right in there with Embiid, Tobias. I don't even know who their 3 is right now. Who is their starting 3? Oh, it was Jimmy. They can be moving Eric Gordon, Ben Simmons. I think it's solid.
All right. We keep throwing the word max around. Me personally, I think it's only 3-4 max players free agency wise. So we don't have to say max with everybody.
Well, but
they want it.
They're not max players. It's not an option. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll get up there, but max no.
But I'm just saying, like
KD is walking dead right now. He's a max player. That's different. He's a different animal.
He is walking
Listen,
dead.
when you have one leg and they want to offer you the, you're a max player.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you saying, but I'm just saying, contending teams.
I'm just getting mad,
Yeah.
getting upset. Everybody deserves a max. No,
I agree.
Well, I don't think Philly keeps Tobias. You know,
Think he's gone?
I think he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, he's been off and on teams throughout the years. I think he's looking to settle somewhere and get a bag. I think he's chasing a bag. I don't see a contending team looking to sign this guy. So I think the place good enough for him to go and make a name for himself and stay long term would be Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Wow. Chicago Bulls.
Wow. What?
They got the money. Throw him the bag. Let him come there and
Wow, Chicago.
yeah.
Now you know you about to get some shit for that.
Yeah.
Chicago.
listen, you just want to put him in the graveyard.
Yeah, no liquor talking shit.
I'm just saying, no contending team.
That's
money at
that's pure water you see.
I'm just
Woo,
saying.
okay.
I'm just saying.
No, that's an interesting pairing. I'm not mad at that, but that's an interesting pairing there. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Hey, man. But while we're on Tobias, we might as well talk about his father. Since he's a baby, Melo. We might as well talk about my man Melo and jump straight to him. Damo Reem over there.
Listen,
Three to the head.
Can I introduce this one?
Oh, please.
My man
Where's Melo going right now?
My man Melo went from banana boat Melo to yacht Melo. To yacht Melo. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro.
Yo, he's yacht Melo right now. He is.
Soccer dad Melo right now.
He had no shirt on, so he looked in shape.
Yo, where's your boy going, man?
Listen,
where's he going?
It's
What's
one
he dealing with right
one
now?
destination, one destination only.
Is
I
it
agree.
LA or overseas?
Oh,
Come on
I
now.
want to see you disrespectful.
We're not doing the slander, bro. All
He's
right?
getting blackballed right now. You know.
He blackballing himself. He's wilding, but
He's
blackball yourself.
in the news for the wrong reasons.
Listen,
right now.
listen. We don't cover this type of stuff. But listen, Melo will end up in LA. Because if anybody can,
That's the
Lakers.
last. That's the last
yeah,
resort right
the Lakers. And if anybody can revive and get the best out of him, is one player.
there. LeBron.
LeBron made Della Vadova, a guy that used to play rugby as a profession, his second best
He
player
did.
on his team. He got Boobie Gibson paid.
Yeah.
Norris
He got
Cole
Tristan
paid.
Thompson paid.
Come on now. So you telling me JR didn't even know
Well,
the
he's
shot
getting over
clock.
there, too.
Come on. JR might end up over there too, but that's a whole nother topic. But Melo will end up there. You know what?
He should end up.
Kuzma is not 100% proven, and you probably know what you'll get with a Melo in a certain situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's good for 20 anything points. He's good for maybe about 16. I give him 15 to
He
16,
get you 13 to 18.
20 to 22 minutes tops.
Fair.
Give him the second unit where he can run his few ISOs. Because the only thing, like they did say on Sports Center or whatever, he can pass out the double.
You can.
He can find the open man.
Can.
And you need to pair him with some dogs that want to play on defense and where you can hide him a little bit. And focus on, we need
If
buckets.
the Lakers have the personnel,
Yeah, I was just saying. Because you're going to get him at a cheap price point.
minimum. Got it.
It's going to be a minimum.
Melo cannot ask for more than a minimum, right? I'm sorry.
He made his money.
At minimum.
He cannot ask for
he's
more
made
than a
his
minimum
money.
right now.
It's sad.
He's
Yo.
made his money. But like, it's not set.
Melo got to chill and ask for the
17 years
minimum
in.
only right now.
17 years in.
I just don't like the way he's
17
going.
years?
About to be 17 if he comes back next
Damn,
year.
how many people playing in 17 years?
That's what I'm saying. He's made his money contract-wise.
Melo, man. Melo hits the hall with
Yeah,
all of us
listen,
right now.
listen.
It's just not the. It's not the regular. It's not the accustomed way we're used to seeing players go out. You know. what I mean?
Yeah, it's
No,
crazy.
it's all right. He had cornrows too.
He did.
AI, Melo.
Yeah, but see,
what I'm saying?
Melo, to me, I feel like he only has two destinations. I know you said one, but I think it's two. I think it has to be LA, the number one. Huge drop off after the Lakers in terms of scenarios.
Retirement tour.
Nah, it's coming back to New York City, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Next.
Retirement tour.
I mean, you said it's the retirement home. I mean, you said it. Why not come back to New York if they sign KD, right? Got a RJ, maybe get a Kemba, Carmelo Anthony coming here for the minimum to be that veteran presence that people feel like Melo can't be, right?
You stay there.
I
like that.
Like it would be nice.
No. I like
it. You was in New York.
I like what he said because I always said this. I was on Twitter talking crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
About Melo talking.
Let's talk sports
Melo
TV.
He's talking crazy.
But listen. If you get a KD and a Kyrie, right? Mm-hmm. These guys are not media darlings. Like, like they're like scared of media. They're against the media. But having a Carmelo there on a either retirement tour, he guards them away from the actual media being on him because he handles New York media very well. One of the best. Yeah. So I think that'd be a good location for him to say like, I want to end my career here and I'm gonna take my little tour or whatever case. It's cool. Mm-hmm. But if you want to revitalize it and like people respect it, it has to be LA. It has to be LA.
In LA.
LA. Because if he comes to New York, if he comes to New York and loses, he's like, we've seen this episode before. Just retire, Melo. His first bad game will be on. Forget the
national news.
Listen, forget the back of the post. They're gonna put a wheelchair.
That's one thing I am nervous about Melo coming back to New York because they're already so used to slandering him. But the littlest thing, they'll find a way to slander Melo. I feel like so. That's one of the things I feel like.
Let him go with LeBron.
I like him in LA. We all agree on the Lakers to him, right?
It's LA or overseas for me. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Max Kellerman. All right, Max
Kellerman.
All right, Max.
It is Melo.
No mess.
Listen, if Melo goes out there to China with Marbury, get us.
You get a statue.
Get a statue.
Yo, what we?
I don't want to hear that.
What are we doing right now? Take it easy.
3 to the head right now.
Thank you.
Moving on. Also, somebody that's linked to the Knicks, DeMarcus Cousins, which is a very intriguing free agent, right? I've never been a big fan of DeMarcus Cousins. I'm not a fan of him now. I'm not a fan of baby LeVar Ball, as I call him, because his foot speed is in the gutter right now. I didn't like how he looked in this postseason. I didn't like how he looked regular season coming back from Golden State. I know a lot of people gave him a lot of credit, but I feel like his deficiencies were masked in the scheme of Golden State's offense because their offense is so good, it runs so well, it runs so crisp. DeMarcus Cousins, it's an easy plug-in. It's an easy plug and play, and he has the skills, not like a traditional center. He can step out, he can shoot the three, he can pass out of the double team, he can command the offense, he can bring the ball up, he can do a lot. So because he has those talents, I think he fit in too good in Golden State, and I feel like people are looking at him like he's almost back to the old DeMarcus Cousins, and I'm not buying it. Whatever they selling, I'm not buying this shit because I don't feel like DeMarcus Cousins is that good right now. I'm not gonna front. He's very LeVar Ball foot speed. I'll take Marcus Sol right now over DeMarcus Cousins. I'll keep it a buck. Disrespect, whatever. Let me get disrespectful. I'm not a big fan of him. I know a lot of people are talking about him to the Knicks. Talking about DeMarcus Cousins is the main Knicks prospect. Talking about they'll throw a bag at him, $20 million, $30 million. Which very Nick-like to throw the bag at some injured star.
We still doing this?
We are, but I see him low-key, lowest of keys, which is bad. I see a possibility of him going to the Knicks, but I think he's going to end up on the Lakers. I think he's going to be that third star to go to the Lakers because I think they're going to overcompensate and think that he's the star to come there. And I think him and Anthony Davis, because they had their pairing already, they already have a relationship. Him and LeBron is like low-key cool, I heard. And I think the Lakers are going to be not smart and give DeMarcus Cousins not $30 million.
That's like having Rondo and Ball at running the point guard.
They did it already. They did it already. It's the same GM.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, like you said, I agree. I think because the Knicks is going to strike out in free agency, they'll probably give DeMarcus Cousins a 1 year deal to shoot.
Knicks?
Yeah, just a 1 year.
That's so terrible if you do that.
And he has something to prove still. He wants to still prove that he's a top tier center or whatever. Come to New York, show out, see if you still got
so you want him to come to New York?
Hey, man, like I said, it's a retirement home. Come over here, get the bag, show out. But I think the ideal spot for him to go to would be Boston. Because they're going to lose. They'll lose Horford.
Yeah?
They'll lose Horford, and he could go to Boston.
With Rozier?
I agree.
Okay. You there with Boston too for DeMarcus?
That was going with Boston because they're about to lose Horford. They lost.
They got a center on the way.
They lost Aaron Baines.
Capella on the way. What you mean 16 and 12? Stop hating on Capella, son.
No.
16 and 12.
He gets that 16 and 12 because of Harden. He can't get it by himself.
Why? Rozier not a good enough point guard to give him 16?
Listen. It hasn't hit the waiver wire yet. So yeah, man. Listen. They lost Horford. They lost Aaron Baines. They're losing the Morris Swan.
Wow, I don't like that fit.
I like it. I think
Why not? I like it.
I don't like it with that core. He's too volatile.
Listen,
I'm not feeling
you got the young bulls to run around, but when you need a short bucket, you can throw it down there.
Yeah,
you can throw it down there.
All right. I mean, I
He'll be another year on top of the Achilles.
I hear you.
Why not?
I hear you. What about D'Lo?